If you're going to overrun, give it to Jim. Okay, a show of hands. How many people in here see 20 of their regular customers once a year? How many see 20 of your regular customers once a month? How many of you see 20 of the same regular customers every week for 30 weeks of the year? I win. Now what can that do for you? I'll tell you what it can do. I develop a relationship with the customers that come in. Just in small talk, you find out different things about what they're up to, their goings on, their private life. I mean, for instance, little Johnny could come charging into the room, fear of God in his eyes. What's wrong with you today? Oh, it's my mum. She's trying to give up smoking, but she's been possessed by Beelzebub. $10. Okay? There's someone here that can talk like that. And then Mr. Smith comes in. He says, "Oh, it's a dreadful week this week." "Oh, what's wrong with you?" "It's my wife." "Oh, really? Yeah, she's run off with someone." "Who's that?" "She's run off with a masseur." And and I can't for the life of me think out why. She said she's run off with everything in the house, the car, my stamp collection, my notes for plane spotting. I just can't work out why she'd actually left me, but it's all over. So, Barry Bond. There's somebody in here for every single occasion. I mean, flowers. Weekly you can find out a birthday or a wedding anniversary. I get this kind of information. I mean, even if Jamie, say, was to come in and he said, "Oh, my brother's got nicked again." "Oh, what's he done?" "Oh, he's trying to break into houses, but he's rubbish." "We've got a tutor over here." So the moment he comes out, I'll put him straight on. So there's a reason for absolutely everything. But what kind of treatment are your referrals going to get from Medway Drum Studio? Well, for a start, everyone gets a free 30-minute trial lesson. Now, emails went out last night to all this group with a voucher. And if you haven't received it, please check your spam. And if you have, please take me up on this. We can also extend this, as it explains, to have a one-to-one in the studio. Then you can find more out about my business, my ambitions for the future, and also I can find out what you do to make my referrals to you more positive. We also cover some very basic, very important things to do with drumming. One of those is really a swear word these days. It's health and safety, but it is very, very important. I'm going to show you something. This is an entry-level snare drum. This isn't a particularly loud one. Okay? I teach health and safety. People must use ear defenders when they're practicing in a confined space. I couldn't afford 40 pairs of ear defenders, so don't sue me. But I'm going to show you the difference a practice pad makes. This is an entry-level snare drum. Okay, this is a Bill Sanders practice pad. Exactly the same response as the snare drum. Now, what would your neighbours rather not hear, that or a snare drum? A snare drum will crack out the same dB as an aircraft taking off, and your ears are no more than a drumstick's distance away from that snare drum. Now, I'm very, very hot on this. I really insist that people use practice pads on their kit, and also ear defenders if they're going to practice the drums live, as it were. Okay? Just out of interest, that little black number there is the drum I played in the Olympics opening ceremony, and I'm very proud of that. Yes, it is an upside-down drum to dustbin, but there was 1,000 of those, and the noise in the Olympic Stadium, they tested it. If they used real drums, then there would be a serious problem. What else happens to people when they come to my studio? Well, they get a chance to play the drums. So, to demonstrate that, I need a volunteer, Leslie. Leslie very kindly agreed to do this. I asked her a couple of weeks ago, and she said, "I've never sat behind a drum kit before." I thought, perfect. She said, "I haven't got any sense of rhythm." Ideal. And she's been very kind, and I said to her, "It's okay, you will not be ridiculed." I lied. So, I'm going to change the snare drum. I was going to bring 2 snare drums down, but I thought I'd keep it to Mapex because they've been very kind to me. So, this drum kit, by the way, is less than £500 out of the box, as you see it, and it comes complete. I don't sell them, I just love them. and the reason it's so good, everything you see here comes, you know, sometimes you buy a toy and there's no batteries in it. That's a real pain. You know, there's not always somewhere you're going to get cymbals on a Sunday afternoon if it's a birthday. But this kit comes in absolutely complete. It's less than £500. So if you can come into my office, please, yep, sit yourself down there. Now, this is where I become Tim Box for a little while, okay? Now, I'd like you to imagine, that you found yourself in a room, first thing in the morning, behind a drum kit, in front of 35 people. Okay, and wake up. Okay, now, there's some, I'll explain the pink drumsticks upstairs, but breast cancer was mentioned, but that's the reason I use pink sticks. Now, I'd just like you to whatever you want to do. No, please, just please.
Can just all talk amongst yourselves?
Carry on. You've got ages, I'm underrunning. Carry on. Right, now, that wasn't really that musical.
Wasn't it?
No.
Okay.
Now, see, if somebody sits behind a piano, or they pick up a banjo, for instance, they're not going to go, you know, they go mental, they'll try and play a tune straight away. But for some reason, when people get behind a drum set, it's, oh yeah, here we go, da 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 da. We're going to change that pattern of thought, Tim. I'll be learning. Now, I'd like you to think of a nursery rhyme. And the one we're going to use is Jack and Jill. It's the only one I can remember. All right. Now, I'd like you to think the rhythm of Jack and Jill and just tap it on that snare drum. Are you right-handed?
Left-handed.
Left-handed. Okay, with your left hand. Okay. Now, I'm going to count you in.
Okay.
Okay. Are you okay with numbers?
Yeah, it just.
I'm going to count you into after 4. Okay? And then just play the rhythm of Jack and Jill.
What, just with one stick?
One stick on that drum there.
Okay.
Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jack and Jill. Jack fell down and broke. And Jill. Already we've got pattern because she's singing a musical tune, and already she's feeling like she's accomplished something. I think we have. Now, both hands, the same nursery rhyme, but any drum. Just tap any drum. Just play Jack and Jill.
What, both together?
Yes, no, do right, left, right, anywhere you want.
Okay.
Just use the hands independently. However you want to do it, but just use all the drums.
All
After 4. Right, after 4. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thinks of a drum kit as a musical instrument, they normally think of it as just a laugh. I think it is a laugh. It's been very, very kind to me. So I'm standing behind here now because I'm more comfortable this side of a drum set. It can be quite fun, and people go away feeling like they've achieved something. Right, so that's really the end of my talk. We've looked at health and safety, we've looked at what your customers are going to bring to me. And please do take me up on the free half hour. Come and have a nice chat, and we can find out everything. You can get to play whatever nursery rhyme you like. Okay, you can choose it. Now, before I finish, has anybody got any drum-related questions? Yes, sir.
Okay. So say there was a middle-aged man who's got no musical inclination whatsoever, but fancies being in a band and getting up on stage beyond the drum set. Right? But the thing is, he can't do that thing where you do that with one hand, and that with it, you know, that's unnatural. But it is two hands doing different things. So how do you overcome that?
Come and see me.
Oh.
That's how we do it. I can get people playing a basic rhythm quite quickly, and that's running down, so I'm going to have to hurry up. I'm going to just play Jack and Jill for you, very briefly, and see what you can do with it. Because if you think a tune of any description, the drum kit suddenly becomes musical. I haven't started, that's dramatic build-up.